all things New Orleans Saints. This is Who Dat Discussion.
Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Who dat? Say they gon' be them same.
Powered by Overtime Media.
What is up, Who Dat Nation? Welcome into another film study here at the Who Dat Discussion. As always, I am your host, Andrew Galata. You can follow me on Twitter at Andrew Galata, and then also you can follow the podcast on Twitter at the Who Dat Dis. If you want any of updates on the podcast episodes, film study episodes here on YouTube, and then also just news, opinions, all that fun stuff, definitely follow those accounts. But today we are going to be doing a film study here on Janoris Jenkins. We have done 3 film studies in the past couple of weeks: Emmanuel Sanders, Malcolm Jenkins, and then also Andres Pete. Those were all free agent signings, but I chose to do Janoris Jenkins here because technically he was acquired week 16, so it was really late into the season, and it was really without a full season. So I really want to kind of analyze him to see what he would do for the Saints for a full season, as he is going to be the Saints' number 2 corner. And again, I think Janoris is a great player, and he's going to be a really nice addition over Eli Apple, in my opinion. I think Jenkins is a better player, is a great veteran player, he's a ball hawk player. I think all those things are all positives. I think he's going to play really well with Marshawn Lattimore, and I think with a full season, with a full training camp, hopefully preseason, and then getting to the regular season, I think they all should be on the same page, and he's going to really add, with Malcolm Jenkins, to that kind of veteran presence there. So I think that would be really, really big. I think he can cover in man, cover in zone, and then also is really good at tackling as well. So we're going to definitely showcase all of those. But I think we should just get right into our first play. It is going to be with the Giants, and it's going to show his man coverage ability. So let's jump right into this first play here. It's going to be between the Redskins and the Giants. Janoris Jenkins is going to be right over here in a one-on-one matchup with Paul Richardson, and we're going to basically show both angles of the play, and then I'm going to run it back and then break it down here. So you are going to see that it's going to be an out and up route by Richardson, and then Jenkins just makes an outstanding play for the interception. Textbook coverage, really nice job. And if he could bring this to the Saints, that's just really big. And from this angle, you're really going to see the ball skills of Jenkins. As you could see him just high point the ball and make an outstanding play. So that's obviously really big there from Jenkins. So let's just go play it back, kind of see what's going on here, and then basically we're going to stop it at 3 spots, because it's going to be basically 3 spots that Jenkins does excellent. He does an excellent job, and those 3 spots, those 3 steps, that what they really are, going to basically combine to make a wonderful play by Jenkins. And if he can make plays like these, he's going to be at a Pro Bowl caliber level for the Saints. So first, let's just erase the original marking here, and then let's just play it here, and basically we'll stop at 3 points here. So you're going to see the first one, right there. So first, it's going to be Richardson doing the out route here, and I do think that you have Jenkins really defending it very well. He's going to come in here, but he's going to be a little wary about it because he's going to see basically Richardson start to move upfield, but he comes in like it's an out route, and that means he's going to be covering the out routes really well, in my opinion. Because I think if Haskins threw the out route instead of the out and up, you would see Jenkins, I think, actually make that play. It would be a bang-bang play. I think it would be kind of a 50-50 ball, and I think Jenkins would have came down for it. So he was basically covering himself on the out route, but then also left some room for him to basically change movements and go laterally upfield to cover Richardson here, because you're going to see, if you keep it going, right there. So basically they go from here to then here, and what happens is you have Richardson running the out and then up, but Jenkins is here rushing in, but then he'll laterally move. So what Jenkins did was just meet Richardson at the 30-yard line. That was kind of the defense he was trying to play. So then at the 30-yard line, he can get position on Richardson and be in a perfect spot to break up the ball. And he does exactly that, because you're going to see right there, look at that inside position he has on Richardson. Richardson's on the outside, has no leverage on this play. Jenkins has all the leverage on the outside of the play. And also his head, you can see it's turned back. So that's really great. He's looking for the ball. He's looking to make a play, and he's got great position there. So that's A1 amazing coverage, and now he's set up to make a play here for the interception, and then he's going to high point the ball. Look at that. High points the ball. That's his hand. The highest one's his hand. He jumps higher than Richardson and goes out, makes a play. Textbook play there by Jenkins. Amazing job. And that's the 3 steps. He had the recognition to see it's a out and up, and really then the second one was getting position, and then third was making the interception. 1, 2, 3. It's an amazing job. And if he could do plays like these more often for the Saints, he's going to be a Pro Bowl candidate. And this is an outstanding play, and obviously you're not always going to have plays like these, but I do think that if he can have more consistent plays like these, he's going to be another number 1 corner for the Saints. And to have 2 number 1 corners is outstanding, but that's what I think it actually could be for Jenkins. I'm very, very high on Janoris, and I think at worst, he's at least a really solid number 2 corner, an upgrade over Eli Apple. So that's just my opinion there. So if we keep running the play in the other angle here, because you're going to see, let's just look at it from this angle as well. We're going to freeze it right when he's high pointing the ball. So you're going to see right there. Hand is above Richardson's, and he has perfect position, like that inside position. That means he has all the leverage to make the play. He jumps higher than Richardson, and even know that the throw is actually a little bit behind him, which would actually help Richardson. Again, it's not enough. Jenkins fights for the ball, makes a play at it, and then also he's able to get 2 feet in and make the play. Outstanding play there by Jenkins, and he definitely has a cause to celebrate in a big way, because that was just an outstanding play in my opinion. And if he could do stuff like that for the Saints, consistently, he's going to be a top corner here, and that's just going to put a lot of smiles on Saints fans' faces. So our next play is going to be against Tom Brady and the Patriots, and I think this is a really interesting play. This is going to be a zone coverage play. Like we saw how great Janoris did in man coverage. Now, how is he going to do in zone coverage? We're going to have to see here, but I think you guys are all going to be very pleased by the outcome of this play here. So first, you're going to have Brady change the play at the line, and then he's going to fumble this play or bobble it, and it'll hit the ground, but it doesn't really affect the play in my opinion, because he thinks he has the same look that he was looking for the whole play. And that was supposedly a walk-in touchdown by Edelman, but Janoris had other plans. So if we look at it from this angle, you're going to see the perfect position that Jenkins was in here. So Brady again changes the play at the line, fumbles the snap, but then you're going to see, looks like he's got a play, but Jenkins in perfect position. Look at that. I don't care where that throw was. The throw would have to be right over here, and which would be really hard for Edelman to come back to the ball for Jenkins to get that. Jenkins was in perfect position, and I do think that this was a really, really nice play by him. So we are going to break down what both teams are trying to do here, because to me, I think it is very, very interesting when looking at it here. So if we play it back, right here, we're going to basically show what the Giants are doing on defense, what the Patriots are doing on offense, and how Jenkins is able to kind of defend this play and do a really nice job here. So first, we're going to tell you what the Giants are doing. So let's just start with Janoris Jenkins here. It's going to be zone coverage. So Janoris is going to get this big section. So let's just kind of make that circle. So that's a big space for him to cover. So again, that's how much faith the Giants had in him. They had a lot of comfort in with him. And again, that just shows you he can definitely defend these big zones. And then you're going to have this linebacker is going to play the kind of shallow zone here. So he's going to get all this short, and this safety here is going to get the next deep zone. So he's going to get this. So to me, that was very, very interesting. So these are really the only 3 guys that are important to the play here. We're not going to go through the whole, at what everyone's trying to do. We'll just look at what's kind of happening with Janoris Jenkins and then what the Patriots are trying to do on this side of the field. And what they do here is they're going to have this receiver here. He's going to run just a streak down the field, taking Janoris out of the play. That was the main thing. Just to take Janoris to the other side of his zone. So in theory, you would have Janoris actually follow him because he's the guy in the deep zone, and he's going to try to carry away Janoris into the left edge of his zone. So you're going to have Edelman run this out and up. So just boom and boom, because you're going to have, at first, the linebacker is going to guard him in the shallow, but once Edelman turns it upfield, you're going to see, supposed to be Jenkins, but if Jenkins is covering this guy, then it should be a walk-in touchdown. But no, Jenkins does a really nice job, because what he's going to do, let's just first just clear this, but what Jenkins is going to do is follow this guy to a certain point and then trust that the safety is going to pick him up and he's going to rush over, take a really nice route to the ball, and then deflect it away from the play with Edelman. So that's just, to me, an outstanding job of his zone awareness and then also the recognition of what the Patriots were trying to do. And then again, he finishes off the play with some nice ball skills. So if we play this one here, you are going to see that again. So here you're going to see that Janoris is going to be basically guarding this guy, and then Edelman is going to turn it upfield, because right now he's guarded by him, but once he turns it upfield, it should be a walk-in touchdown, but it's not, and that just shows you because of Jenkins' awareness and recognition ability, because you're going to see him basically then peel off this guy, and then go to Edelman, and make a great play. So if we play that back just a little bit, you're going to see that there, even a little before, so let's get it perfectly for you guys. So you're going to see there, you're going to see Jenkins start to peel off this guy. He's going to pass over the zone to this player, this guy, and then he's going to then cover the other end of his zone, which Edelman is approaching. So if we see this here, you're going to see him leave, and now Jenkins is patrolling the zone, and he sees that Edelman is open, so what does he do? He takes the route, the best route to the ball, the most efficient route to the ball, and then knock it away. Even though this wasn't a great throw, it still shows you, I don't know what throw would have been really that good, because even if he threw it like deep, I think Jenkins had a really good position. I think you'd have to throw it short and low for him to make a play, and then also then you have to worry about this linebacker making a play like on a tip or something. It would be a really tough play to make, and that's because Jenkins' ability here to be aware of his zone, recognize the play, and then make a play on the ball. So to me, that's just really great. As you see, makes a play on it. He's right there where the ball is with Edelman, and he knocks away the ball. It's an outstanding play, and we'll see it from this angle. And what I love about this angle is you just see the great position that Jenkins is in. So when we get to that, I'll definitely point that out here. I'll just fast forward a little bit, because then you will see it a little better. So he bobbles the ball, and then you're going to see, look at that. Perfect position. I don't know where this ball had to be. Even if it was led there, maybe if it was led over here, but then I think Jenkins would have went over there. I think at this point, he was playing the receiver and the ball. He was doing it perfectly. It was just textbook zone coverage, and then he gets right in there, not pass interference, gets his hand in there, makes a play at it, and just a really nice job by Jenkins. So really nice ability for him. Just the second amazing play in a row, saves the touchdown here. And again, if he could do plays like these for the Saints, it's going to be a long year for wide receivers and quarterbacks when playing New Orleans. So moving over to our next play, it's going to be now with the Saints. So now Janoris was picked up by the Saints in Week 16, and this is going to be his first start here in Week 17. It's going to be against the Panthers. Yes, it is a blowout, but I definitely wanted to show you the play. So I'll basically let you guys watch it as we always do from both angles, and then I'll break down of what Jenkins' amazing coverage here to get the interception. So you're going to see Jenkins go one-on-one here, and he's going to make a great play here. So basically, it looks like it's a slant route. Jenkins steps right in front of it and makes a play. And he's able to do that because he has the position, and he's able to defend it really well. I think this angle shows it really good as well, because you're going to see, has amazing position. He's just like right in front of him. Like, that's perfect coverage. Like, he was with the receiver step for step for step. Because if we play it back here, you're going to see, step by step, I'll stop it for you guys here. You're going to see basically this slant route, and now we're getting closer. Look at that. He's right there. The ball's already out, so the ball is here, and so the ball's out, and look where Jenkins is. Right on him. There is no way this ball was getting completed, and then if we basically just a little more, you're going to see now the ball's over here, and then Jenkins is in front of him, and he's in perfect position to make the interception, which he does, and then he runs it back into the end zone for a touchback. That's also a nice veteran move. He knows touchback, the game's over anyways. So if we see it from this angle too, you're going to see it. Boom. Look at that. Amazing position. And you're going to see it even a little better. Even, look at that. The ball's right there. Jenkins is the one in front. You would think Jenkins is the receiver here. He gets right in front of it, steps in front of it. It's a textbook play. It's textbook coverage. It's good footwork. I mean, it's good technique overall. It's an amazing play, and it's a good veteran play as well as he goes around and picks it. Just wanted to show you guys this one quick. again, if he can make plays like these, just really great stuff there. And I do think that's amazing there. So now let's get into our last play. It's going to be against the Vikings. And I do want to say this. Yeah, the Saints struggled in this game for sure. Janoris didn't. Janoris stopped Stephon Diggs to 2 catches in this game. Yes, he did have help, but he was the main guy who stopped him. And I could show you all the plays of Janoris stopping him on like deep plays that Kirk Cousins never threw, or some other plays where he passed it off to the zone correctly, or like stuff like that, or just other really great coverages, because he was stopping him really for the whole game. It was just one pivotal catch that Diggs had this whole game, and that was really it. But what I'm going to show you is a trick play, that it was basically a double reverse to Diggs, and then Diggs was either going to throw it or run it, and then Janoris sticks with him. Like, just an amazing job to stick with him, and then he makes the play for the sack. Again, this is an amazing play. I'll let you guys watch it twice. It's a game-changing play here, and just an outstanding job from Jenkins. So when you guys watch it, I'll basically be step-by-step with you guys the whole way, because first is the first reverse, then he does the double reverse, but look at Jenkins come right through, and then makes the sack. It's an outstanding play, just because Jenkins kind of navigating the traffic, finding the right hole to go through, and then picks the correct hole, and then basically neutralizes what Diggs is trying to do, because this is just an amazing job, because you're going to see him like almost shot out of a can, and he comes on screen, and then he makes the play. So let's play this one back here, just from the beginning, as we can kind of see what's going on. Because you're going to see, first is the first reverse, we won't be really looking at that, but let's look at right here. Look at Jenkins. Now he's ran with Diggs the whole way. So this is fine to start. This is what you're kind of supposed to do, especially on end arounds, because this is your guy. Like, this is Jenkins' guy to cover. It's man coverage. Like, that's kind of what it is. You get your man. And what does Jenkins do? He gets his man. Because you're going to see here, after the second reverse, he comes around. Now look at that. He could have picked this hole, and we're going to see it better on the other view here, but he could have picked this hole. He doesn't, because he's a veteran player, and he knows not just to go to the first hole you see. Let me go to the gaping wide open one, where I can basically supplant myself in a really good spot to tackle Diggs and not just be eluded by him, because you see he goes through the really big hole here, and stop it right there. Now he stutters a little bit. Now he's going to get to Diggs in a good position to tackle him and wrap him up. He does that, wraps him up right there, and then he's going to wait for Malcolm Brown to come in and finish up the play. He's going to wait for the big guys to finish it up. It's just an amazing play there by Jenkins. I mean, he's a great tackler, and that's another thing I did want to say. Like, he's amazing against the run. He's a really solid tackler. That's why he does get a lot of tackles for loss. He's really good at wrapping guys up. I mean, he does all the textbook things here, and he does it a lot. Like, to have another veteran, a good tackler, like, to me, that's just really, really big, and he fits in with the Saints really nicely. Obviously, Lattimore's a great tackler. P.J. Williams is a great tackler, and now you just add that to the secondary. Malcolm Jenkins is a great tackler. Like, to add all these guys in, to me, it's just really, really big. And if you watch it from the other angle here, you're going to see this is really going to be from Jenkins' point of view, because it's kind of from what he's seeing. And I just thought this was extremely interesting here, because obviously first you see the first end around, but then they're going to flip it back, and then you see Jenkins just come on screen. And if you stop it, let's just play it back right here, you're going to see there is this hole here. Like, if Jenkins wanted to, he could have came through this hole, but that would have been the wrong move, because obviously I think Diggs would actually been able to elude him if he went through this hole, even though this is the first hole that was made. Even though it's obviously not as big as this one, it is the first one, so maybe a lot of young players would try to rush through there and try to make a play. But again, he is more of a veteran player, so he's going to take the other bigger hole, so he has more space to establish himself and kind of prepare himself to make this wrap up and tackle. So to me, that was just another really great thing that he was able to do. And then once he does take that correct route, then you see him here. Now this is where you want to be. I mean, it's just one-on-one, and again, he's able to kind of stutter, kind of get into a really good position so he can react to anything that Diggs can do. He's athletic enough to basically, when Diggs tries to elude him, he still could wrap up, and he wraps up perfectly and waits for Malcolm Brown to tackle him. It's a textbook play. It's really, really great. And again, I mean, he just did everything perfect on that play, and he sniffs out a big play for the Vikings, or a possible big play, I really should say, because again, those trick plays, Saints did get hurt from them all last year. Hopefully having veterans like Janoris Jenkins and Malcolm Jenkins will help stop that. But again, that is a really, really good play, and just shows another great aspect to what Jenkins could do. That was our final play, so I do want to kind of recap what we did in this video and what we kind of showed of Jenkins. We showed his man coverage ability in that out and up play where he did an amazing job. Then we showed his zone coverage ability where he was able to really have a good awareness of his zone and then make a play in it. And then also we saw the slant ability where he can really get good position on slant plays and step in front of it to get the interceptions. And then also we saw his run stop ability, his ability to stop trick plays and everything else he was able to put on display in this play. And it really just shows that Jenkins is a solid, all-around, really great player. And I really do think that he is going to have a really big year for the Saints. So it is time to wrap up this film study. Again, I think Janoris Jenkins is going to be at least a really high-level number 2 corner for the Saints. I think that's his floor. His ceiling is a low to mid-level number 1 corner. Pair that with the high-level number 1 corner the Saints have with Marshawn Lattimore, and you just have an amazing duo. Like, we saw it on display. Like, he has the ability to have elite man coverage, elite zone coverage, really good against the slant, and then also he's really solid against the run. Like, he's a good tackler as well. He takes efficient routes to the ball, efficient routes to wide receivers. He gets good position. He has good footwork. He's technically sound. I think you put all that stuff together, you combine it all, he should be a really good addition for the Saints. And then also, you do have to add here that he's only going to be playing the number 2 receivers on teams. And he's the possibility to get help over the top as well if Lattimore is rocking and he really is, he's only going to be on an island by himself because he doesn't really need that help, especially if he's at the top of his game. So again, this is a perfect situation for Jenkins. It's really a perfect situation for the Saints defense to bring on Jenkins, that you're going to need that veteran abilities that he's able to bring. I think the communication is going to be a lot better, especially with Malcolm Jenkins as well. I think the Saints will give up less big plays. I think they will have more turnovers because Jenkins is known for being a ball hawker. It's really just a perfect addition here for the Saints. But that's all I have for you in this film study. So I just want to say thank you for watching, run it back, and who dat?